Welcome to Reddit Roundup. We've all been screwed by our friends at some point in our lives. Some of us have even been screwed by our significant others. But what happens when someone screws with not just your time, but also your money? Today we get a story about exactly that. Our next Reddit post is from Throwaway. My dad paid for my brother's education up until college. My brother was always lazy and unmotivated, but he had a good heart. He would volunteer at animal shelters and do stuff like that. My dad paid for his college tuition and housing and everything because he wanted the best for him. Well, my brother got into massive debt anyway. He dropped out of college after 2 years and joined the Peace Corps. After the Peace Corps, he wanted to travel the world, so my dad helped him with that too. Well, fast forward to now. My brother has settled down and has a girlfriend who is a vet. She's great, but my brother still lives with my parents rent-free. He says he can't afford to move out, but I think he's just being lazy. So this past Christmas, my dad told him that if he doesn't start contributing to household bills or move out, he's cutting him off. My brother took that really hard. He started yelling at my dad and said he'd never do that to him. Then he stormed out of the house. The next day, my brother called my dad and asked him to meet him at a cafe. My dad was suspicious, but went anyway. When he got there, my brother was waiting for him and handed him a stack of papers. They were divorce papers. My brother told my dad that he was getting a divorce from his fiancée. That was the only reason he was still living with my parents. And if they didn't take him back, then he'd be homeless. So my dad let him move back in. A few days later, my dad told my brother that he needed to contribute to the household or move out. My brother got really angry and said, "You're just like my ex-fiancé. Fine, I'll move out." And he did. But not before taking all of the furniture and appliances that my dad had bought for him over the years. My dad was furious, but he knew that he had it coming. So the next day, my dad called my brother and told him to bring back everything he had taken. My brother told him no, that he'd already sold most of it, and that my dad was just being greedy. My dad lost it at that point and told him that he wasn't just cut off, he was also banned from ever contacting him again. My brother started crying, but my dad hung up on him. Was our father wrong for cutting off his son like that? Why? Because he didn't deserve it. He's just a lazy moocher. I know that sometimes people say that the love of family isn't real, but come on. He's literally trying to destroy his own son. Yeah. OP's brother might be a bit of a loser, but that doesn't give their dad the right to ruin his life. Like, does he not have enough money to just let the guy rent a cheap apartment? I mean, OP said that their dad was rich enough to pay for their brother's college tuition, so I'm assuming he's at least making 6 figures. If I were him, I'd just tell my brother to move into my basement and we'll figure it out later. Instead of just kicking him out, OP's dad is basically signing his son's death sentence. I'm giving this one an A for awful. And that's the end of part 10. Stay tuned for more stories from the internet's largest community of malicious compliance.